TGIF, everybody, and welcome to the Sunshine State's only true sports talk radio show where we focus on the teams and the topics important to you, the sports fan in Florida. We are game on with Bianchi and Kravitz. I'm Bianchi, Mike Bianchi, the Bulldog. I'm the sports columnist of the Orlando Sentinel. He is Kravitz, Brandon Kravitz, the hardest working man in sports media, the prodigy of production, prime-time Jaden Grimes. He's right over there pressing those buttons and making us sound really good. We're coming to you live from Orlando, Jacksonville, Tallahassee, and, of course, all points in between on the iHeart Radio app and the YouTube machine. We want to hear from you on this Free-for-All Friday. Anything goes on a Free-for-All Friday. If you dare, you can enter the Rage Cage. That's that little red talkback microphone at the top of the iHeart Radio app. Press that microphone. Ask us any question you want to ask us today on a Free-for-All Friday. Any topic goes, and man, do we have some prizes today, Crab.
Oh, we've got a prize. How about Orlando Storm tickets? But wait, there's more. Not only will you get tickets, a 4-pack of tickets, everyone in your group will be allowed field access prior to the start of the game. You get your own private VIP access to the field. We have 5 winners to announce today. 5. That means 5 4-packs over the next 2.5 hours.
So 20 people are going to get a prize today when you add them all up, and it's historic, the inaugural game for the Orlando Storm at Entering Coast Stadium. That'll be Sunday night. Taking on the hated Columbus Aviators. So, yeah, that's a great prize. So get into the Rage Cage, ask us a question, or just give us a hot take if you want. Best response in the Rage Cage wins those, best 5 responses, I guess.
How about this? Since it's a Free-for-All Friday, best question will be specifically ask us a question about anything, and if we love your question, you're going to go to the Storm game with field passes.
Also, you can also win on the text line as well. Since we do have 5, we should be
true.
All right, you can get on the Mills Air text line 50857. Acknowledge if you want the prizes on the text line. By the way, let's get to some highlights and some headlines. Oh, what a night it was for college basketball last night. I was glued to the TV. Do we have some highlights?
Hurries into the front court. Up top it goes to Pete. Pete will let the traffic clear. Get it to Karchenkov. Karchenkov back to Pete. Driving on the right side to the rim for the 2-hand slam.
Wadler spins down the paint. Kicks out straight away. Humrick has a 3. He hit it. It is all Illinois. Timeout Houston. Ahead to Combs. Passes across the floor. Sage. Bounces corner. Pogadas attacking. And throws it down on a vicious right-handed push.
Smith working against Weaver, dribbles right, puts up a runner right of the lane, banks it off, tip by Kaufman, right is gone! 0.7 to go! 79-77 Purdue.
Trey Kaufman tips in a shot with 0.7 seconds left. That gave the second-seeded Purdue Boilermakers a 79-77 win over 11th-seeded Texas last night in the Sweet 16. Kravitz, was he over the back or not? Was he over the back?
You don't call that in that situation,
no,
Mike.
Plus, I don't even know if he was over the back. I don't remember who the Texas, the guy who was trying to block out Kaufman-Renn was, but it just seemed like he let Kaufman-Renn just go over him. He tried to get down real low and, sort of keep him out. If he'd have stayed up high, maybe he doesn't get the rebound.
Yeah, not the ideal fundamentals, but the better team moved on. I was glad to see it. I've really enjoyed watching this Boilermakers team. It's one of the few teams that in the regular season I was somewhat locked in on. I really like watching Braden Smith operate that offense. And Trey Kaufman-Renn, I think, has been a college basketball player for 7 years now.
Right.
So they got a matchup coming up against Arizona. That is going to be a hell of a game.
Yeah, Arizona looks unbeatable right now. What about my Iowa Hawkeyes? Beat Nebraska 77-71. A very, very interesting play near the end of that game. Nebraska coach Fred Hoiberg said a late-game blunder that left his team with only 4 players on the court before a critical three-point play with 58.8 seconds left was on him. Listen to the play.
Look at this pass. Oh, my goodness. Fulgueras. What happened? Well, that was a major defensive breakdown there. Well, they just don't guard Fulgueras. He's waving for it. How about the vision there? Butengel trying to get back in the play.
Wait a minute. I think Nebraska only had 4 defenders on the floor. They did. Rink Mast is not on the floor. Nebraska, that is a major breakdown. They didn't even have 5 guys on the floor when Iowa was inbounding. You can't match up like that.
No, hard to do that.
Stan Van Gundy, only 4 on the floor. They left out Fulgueras, the same guy the Gators left open at the end of the game to hit the three-point shot. They left him open. Now, Nebraska probably wasn't going to win the game anyway. They were down by 3 at that point, and that put them down by 6. But that was a blunder and a half, crap.
Yeah, you got to watch the film, okay? Obviously, you know, you leave a guy open that just dusted a number 1 seed, but I don't know that I've ever seen that.
No.
It's not like football where you end up with, you're supposed to have 11, you end up with 12. You can kind of see how you miscount that. How do you miscount 5?
I have no idea.
Elementary, my dear.
I have no idea. What about your Illinois team, huh?
I love them.
Yeah.
They are a Chicago European dream.
They had their way with Houston last night.
Never doubted them. Never doubted them. Like they have put together. This is like a Euro pro team in Illinois. People see Illinois and they usually fall flat in the tournament, and you picture maybe some Midwestern tough or Chicago street ball type. No, they basically have like Team Croatia.
Right.
At Illinois.
Right.
And you've got a bunch of Euro pros that are just out here schooling college basketball players. I love this Illinois team, and I think they have. And now they go to play Iowa. They're going to be a heavy favorite. Right. They already are against Iowa. They are well on their way to a Final Four. And for a guy that doesn't watch a ton of college basketball, may have nailed this.
Yeah.
They have nailed this.
And plus, what's the odds if they win for you? What do you get? What was the 13-1?
22-1.
22-1. Kravitz makes the bet. Wow. Big games tonight as well. St. John's versus Duke. That's the one I'm looking forward to. But also you got Michigan State, UConn, Izzo versus Hurley, Alabama versus Michigan, Tennessee versus Iowa State. So another great night of college basketball tonight. In the NBA, the Orlando Magic in their 6-game losing streak against the worst team in the Western Conference last night, but it wasn't easy. Jalen Suggs, who returned following a 2-game absence with an illness, drilled a game-sealing three-pointer with 27 seconds left. The Magic hold on to beat the Sacramento Kings 121-117.
Here's Paulo out of the timeout. Going to get a clean look at a 12-footer. Got it to go. Achua was frozen, and Paulo gets a turnaround jumper to fall. 28 on the night for P. He's 11 of 22 from the field. Up top, Tristan. Over to Payne. In the lane. Jalen. Wide open look for 3, and he made it. Inside out action. Dez set it up. Jalen knocked it down. And the lead is back to 4. Timeout, Doug Christie and the Kings. 27.4 seconds remaining. And the Magic may sneak out of here with a dub.
Yeah, I mean, I've said this before. You hear the quote, it's better to learn lessons in a win than in a loss. And that's the thing that we're going to talk about tonight. We got the job done, and, it was not pretty at the end of the day. And then we know that, we saw it, we see what it is. But again, to get the win and find a way through it all, that's important right now for us.
Magic's defense is still terrible. They're playing just terrible defense. I'm not gonna. I know we're not gonna complain about a win.
No, you can probably complain about this. I think that's okay. Yeah, Jamal Mosley was asked after the game what he thought about the defense, and he said, "Well, we didn't." It was bad. DeMar DeRozan, I thought he was going to go for 50 last night.
Right.
It was that was one of those games where you play that game against almost anyone else in the NBA, and you're going to lose that one.
Yeah.
That was not a good game played by the Magic, but whatever. They got to win, and then hopefully, there's all these whispers that Franz is coming back soon. Hopefully that's by Sunday. You have 2 days off, and then a big game against the Raptors. Now, if they win that game, then we can start putting that to get that big spoon out of the Kool-Aid jar.
Yeah.
There you go. Start filling up the cup.
Well, you've been talking about must-wins for like a couple of weeks now. The Magic are 1.5 games behind the Raptors for the 6th seed right now. They're 2 games behind the Hawks for the 5 seed. Well, they got the Raptors on Sunday, as you mentioned. They have the Hawks, I think, on Wednesday. Now, those are must-wins if the Magic want to avoid the play.
Well, yes, those are must-wins, but in order for those to be must-wins, the Magic had to beat the Kings. So that's why last night was a must-win. Those are the 2 remaining on the schedule that are direct. You win, and you clearly move ahead in the Eastern Conference. And they still have a chance, as crazy as it seems, because they certainly have not deserved to be one of the top 6 teams in the East the way they've played this season, but it's still there.
Right. Not a great opening day for the Tampa Bay/Orlando Rays. They were up 7-1 in the top of the 6th inning on opening day. Ended up losing their opener 9-7 to the St. Louis Cardinals, who put together an 8-run outburst in the bottom of the 6th, capped by this tater.
2 outs, runner at third. Scott, the pitch. Burleson swings. He hits it a mile to right field. The Cardinals have the lead +1 on that 2-run homer by Alec Burleson. An 8-run 6th inning. Unbelievable.
Kravitz, we should be rooting for the Rays to lose as many games as possible this year because we don't want them building any momentum over there in Tampa. We want the fan base to go, this team stinks. We're not building them a stadium. That's what we need. Why are you laughing at me?
I'm laughing because have you ever seen when the Rays are good? Those fans don't show up then either.
Okay, but the politicians, the Rays stink. They're not going to build them a stadium, okay?
I kind of like this angle. Usually I cheer for the Rays to do well.
Right.
Not
now.
My concern is that they lose the Rays and then they go somewhere else. They don't go to Orlando.
They go to Montreal.
That would be bad. Because the best case scenario is the Rays go to Orlando. The second worst thing to happen if they don't go to Orlando would be they leave Tampa and go somewhere else.
And then we don't have a baseball team within driving.
I guess what I was trying to say, second best thing to happen other than coming to Orlando is just staying in Tampa.
Right. Those are your highlights and headlines.
We got a special guest joining us in just a couple of minutes. Kevin Clark from ESPN joins us to talk about a special venture that he's got going on in Orlando and his thoughts on his favorite basketball team. We'll get to that next.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
Every team needs a workhorse player, the one that shows up ready to perform no matter what. On the road, that workhorse is the Chevy Silverado, and Central Florida drivers know exactly where to find one. Don Mealy Chevrolet in Claremont has been your truck headquarters for more than 50 years. Don moved his family from Maryland to Central Florida 50 years ago and built a dealership rooted in honesty and service. And today his son Jay runs the dealership and keeps things personal. Jay even gives customers his own personal email address so they know they can reach him anytime. Don Mealy Chevrolet is also a proud sponsor of youth sports throughout the community. That's what I love about them. And right now, the deals are huge. It's truck month at Don Mealy Chevrolet. You can save up to $10,000 on a Silverado RST featuring Chevy's Duramax 3-liter diesel, known for its combination of power and fuel efficiency. And drivers ready to experience electric technology can save over $15,000 on the Chevy Equinox EV. How good is that? Visit Don Mealy Chevrolet today or shop online at donmealychevy.com. Chevy, together, let's drive.
This time of year is a special one in the sports world. Not only are we still dancing in college hoops, but baseball is back, and Hard Rock Bet is the place to get in on every pitch, every strikeout, every home run right there in the palm of your hands. Don't want to sweat all 9 innings? Try betting on if there will be a first inning run. The NBA continues to crank out massive stat lines and payouts on same-game parlays. Enjoy daily profit boosts and legendary rewards drops every Thursday afternoon. So many ways to fully immerse yourself in the sports that we love. Experience the futures market and all of the player prop options that you're used to. Sign up with Hard Rock Bet today, and you can double your winnings on your first 10 bets, a max of $50. Join the sports betting revolution online by downloading the Hard Rock Bet app today. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please text or call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Accident reported I-4 eastbound before Dirksen Drive. Right lane there is blocked. Also another crash blocking the shoulder, I-4 westbound at Central Florida Parkway. And another accident reported at Maitland Boulevard, westbound approaching I-4. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Traffic to Planet 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by WeatherBug.
Get the fastest local alerts and accurate 24/7 forecasts with WeatherBug. It's easy to use and provides real-time customizable alerts so the weather never takes you by surprise. Plan every day with confidence. Download the free WeatherBug app from the App Store now.
Orlando hosts a global showdown under the lights. Croatia versus Brazil. Discipline meets flair. Tuesday, March 31st at Camping World Stadium. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster or roadto26.com.
When your garage door breaks, you don't want a call center. You want someone who actually cares. That's Dynamic Garage Door, family owned, not corporate owned. From broken springs to new garage doors, they treat every customer like family with honest pricing, on-time service, and the customer service and care you expect. No scripts, no runaround, just experienced technicians who stand behind their work. Call Darren and Jackie today and experience the difference local service makes. Dynamic Garage Door. Strong, reliable, family owned.
The world's best bull riders. One shot, 8 seconds, no mercy. The rankest bulls in the sport are waiting. This is professional bull riding. Watch it live as we unleash the beast. Today from Albuquerque, only on Paramount Plus.
Before smartphones, there was MapQuest. Before GPS, there was MapQuest. Before Google Maps, there was MapQuest. And guess what? MapQuest is back. Now on your phone. No printer required. Download the MapQuest app on the App Store or visit MapQuest.com.
Hey, it's Howie Mandel, and I am inviting you to witness history as me and my Howie Do It gaming team take on Gilly the King and Wallow 267's $1 million gaming right now at globalgamingleague.com. That's globalgamingleague.com.
Presented by Atlas Earth and Level Up Expo.
When you're buying a home, who you work with matters as much as anything else in the process. That's why you need Kevin Krager with LPT Realty on your side. Kevin doesn't just unlock doors. He brings a deep knowledge of market trends, the latest homebuyer programs, and cutting-edge real estate technology. But what truly sets him apart is twofold. Kevin's strong background in construction certainly helps, and the understanding of the investment side of home buying. Any expert you talk to says that using an agent who is also an investor is the true cheat code to doing this home buying endeavor in the best possible way. Kevin knows what to look for so that you don't end up in a money pit. From foundation to roofline, he's focused on protecting your investment every step of the way. And even after closing, his service doesn't stop there. Kevin has the resources to help with repairs or any upgrades that you may need. Call Kevin Krager with LPT Realty today. Your future home will thank you.
Professional wrestling fans, the action continues every week. Watch TNA Thursday Night Impact every week on AMC. Don't miss the adrenaline, the drama, and the total non-stop action. Don't miss the action of TNA Thursday Night Impact every week on AMC. For showtimes and more information, visit TNAWrestling.com.
We are Orlando's sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
I'm Daniel Alarcon. I'm John Green, co-host of the podcast The Away End with my old friend Daniel. I remember the first time I took my oldest son to an actual live soccer game, and when you step out through the concourse and you can see the field, he did like that, like a sharp intake of breath, and he said, "This is so unusual for my eyes." Oh, I love that. Together, we'll find out why, of all the unimportant things, football, soccer is the most important. Open your free iHeart Radio app, search The Away End with Daniel Alarcon and John Green, and listen now.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com. This is the Beat of Sports.
Belton Brown Jr. is on Team USA's flag football squad. If the U.S. wants to win a gold medal and you want to send the best flag football players to the Olympics, you're the team to go.
I believe we left a great message when we won. A lot of people seen the cash prize. That wasn't our goal. And like how you said, our goal was to really show the game of flag football. We would love for anyone to come and try out and do our same process to go and play for gold. I would definitely think that's everyone's goal, to be on Team USA and, you know, put your country on your back and go win something. But it wasn't necessarily like a versus thing. It was more like, we want to show that this is a different sport. We also have big names, just like how other sports have big names.
The Beat of Sports with Mark Daniels. Weekday mornings following the bridge at 9:30 on FM 96.9 The Game. Orlando's sports leader. Miami Dolphins play here. Catch every game right here on 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the iHeart Radio app. Live, local, in your face, and bald. Very bald. Let's send you to the studio for the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
One of the great Orlando treasures, Kevin Clark, he's giving back in a big way to help UCF. UCF has set up a scholarship in honor of Kevin's late dad, James, for students passionate about history at UCF. Kevin Clark, welcome to the show. How are you doing, my friend?
Thanks for having me, guys. Fired up.
So what sparked this? How did this all come together?
Yeah, so it was UCF's idea. I didn't know. So my dad passed away in October, and I knew that he loved UCF and that UCF loved him. I didn't understand until the week he died, frankly, what a force he was on campus. He taught over 10,000 students, which I don't even know if he knew that. UCF did the numbers. But then I was hearing from all these people, not students, although I heard from them, people who worked at the bookstore, people who worked at the restaurants on campus, talking about what a force he was, coming in, knowing everybody's name, bringing treats for everybody, all that stuff. And so there was such an outpouring of support. I think UCF wanted to bottle that. He'd been there for over 3 decades, and he saw it grow from what was a small commuter school, where I was just on with the UCF pod earlier today, talking about you could count the buildings with one hand basically back then, and into a Big 12 school that is one of the biggest schools in the country, frankly. So they wanted to bottle that, and so this week they announced a scholarship. The support so far has been overwhelming. What we're trying to do is very simple. We're trying to pay the tuition of students who love history, and because it was a sudden death, we don't exactly know what he would have wanted, but I'm 99% sure this is something pretty close to what he would have wanted to do in his memory.
I think that's very well put. I think sometimes when we lose people close to us, we can overestimate what they would have wanted, but I mean, you definitely know him better than most. What you said that you didn't realize how much of a force he was on campus. Is that just because of his humble nature, that he didn't share that sort of information, or was that just something you realized after his passing that you weren't as plugged into?
Well, no, yeah, it's all above. I mean, frankly, I used to go to campus with him when I was in high school, and I used to get tutored by whoever he would find really good graduate students or whatever to tutor me in the high school subjects that I wasn't doing very well in, which was all of them at Boone High School. Shout out Boone Braves. But I would go out there, and so I had not been out there, with the exception of football games, which we went to a handful of them, including the first game at the new stadium against Texas. With the exception of that, I was never there with him after high school in an academic capacity, and so I didn't realize that he'd become basically the mayor of East Orlando by last year, basically. And so it was that, and also you got to remember, like, UCF became a different community in the 3 decades he was there, and it became more of an on-campus vibe. It became more of people coming from other cities, other states, other countries to go to school there, and so it became just a different community entirely. And my dad was a huge part of that. And frankly, from the time I left to go to University of Miami, I wasn't around it as much. And then I'll tell you guys, when he passed away, I went into his house obviously to start the process of everything, and the number one thing I saw on the staircase was a bunch of black and gold ties, because he just loved throwing on a black and gold tie and going to UCF. He was Mr. UCF, and that was even though I kind of knew that, I didn't realize until the outpouring after his death what exactly he meant to that community.
Hey, this is Mike Bianchi. We knew Jim obviously as a Sentinel employee. He was at the Sentinel for a long time. I crossed paths with him. I got there right as he was leaving, I think. Yeah. What did you learn from him as far as journalism? Because he was a great journalist, obviously.
Yeah, the Sentinel and then Orlando Magazine, and then he started at UCF while he was at the Sentinel. And what I learned about journalism is pretty simple. It's the stuff that I still use today, is that there's a story in everything. And there's a story. You'll go to what you think is the most boring Dolphins practice on earth and nothing's going on. And my dad was such a creative guy that he would have gone and found the story. And that taught me, like, hey, I'm going to go in there, and it maybe doesn't seem like something's going on. There's something going on. It might be funny. It might be sad. It might be anything, but there's always a story there. Be different. That was the one thing I think that he taught me, is be different. Don't go with the pack on every story. If everybody's writing the quarterback, go write the backup wide receiver who might have a better story and tell a better story about the quarterback than the quarterback himself, right? So it was that. The other thing is he was an old school newspaper man. Both my parents were old school newspaper people from my dad's case. They started in the 60s. My dad was really, really young when he started in North Carolina. And they just valued the medium, but they valued print. They valued reporters. And I'm still like that. Like, I still value beat writers. I still value the written word and the print product. And I come down and I get the Sentinel in print every chance I can get. When I'm down there, I get the Miami Herald in Miami. I get the everything. Everything I try to get. If I'm in Tallahassee, I'll get the Democrat. Like, just get the printed product and enjoy the work. It was drilled into me how important journalism mattered from an early age, Mike.
Your mom won the Pulitzer at the Sentinel.
She did.
Yeah.
What a family.
Yeah, she won the Pulitzer Prize. Jane Healy. Yeah, unbelievable.
That's awesome.
I'm the black sheep. I'm just sitting around talking about the magic on First Take.
It is crazy though, the power of television, because I think you probably won't admit this, but you would be the most famous amongst the family members because of your time with ESPN. You're also a Magic fan. Are you pulling your hair out just like the rest of us this season?
That's why I'm wearing a hat, because my hair is gone. It is gone. I like Bianchi. No, it's frustrating because I thought this was it, and I'll tell you guys a funny story. When my wife and I started dating in 2011, I had told her, I said, hey, when the Magic make the East Finals, it's a one-way ticket, and I'm not coming back till there's a parade. Okay, that could be a month, that could be 6 weeks. You can come, whatever. But like, you got to know this is carved out in our life that the Magic, when they make a deep playoff run, are going to be important. And that has not come close to being cashed in. I don't know if it ever will be cashed in, but you felt like, when you draft Paolo, when he looks the way he does as a rookie, when you see Franz exceed all expectations, when you get Desmond Bain, who's the best catch and shoot 3-point guy in the entire league over the past 2 years, it felt real. And then you look at the East and you see Halliburton's injury and you see what the Bucks have become as far as fading. And you look at the top and you say, there's no reason that a healthy Magic team that's well coached can't be in this mix. Well, they're not healthy and they're not well coached. And that to me has been the most frustrating thing is obviously if Franz is there, it'd be a different season. But the way they play late in games is a mixture of coaching and effort and rotation and a lack of depth. The bench gets killed very often. It is as frustrating. I almost felt, I'm a University of Miami alum, and so I feel this way about this team too. it's a privilege to be this upset again, because for so long they were so far away that, you know, they're calling, you know, sets in crunch time for Shabazz Napier and stuff. And you're saying, okay, well, this is a 20-win team. Now, at least they're better than they were a decade ago. But it is still very, very, very frustrating to watch this team, because I think there's in the multiverse and the universe, I think there's a lot of dimensions in which this team is able to contend in the East, and the one where they're playing right now and Jamal Mosley is the coach ain't one of them.
Oh, that was spicy, Kevin. That was just tier 1 take right there. Kevin Clark, if you want to help him out, dayofgiving.ucf.edu, or you can just go to Kevin Clark's Twitter feed @by Kevin Clark. Always appreciate your visits, my friend. Best of luck with everything.
Anytime, guys. Thank you.
He's awesome. Coming up next.
That's a Magic fan right there.
That was, I mean, he broke it down as well as you could break it down. Coming up next, more of your favorite afternoon show, our daily coach quote coming up right after this.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
This is your Tool-Based Hardware Assist of the Night. Paolo Banchero feeding families with dishes like this.
Banchero directing traffic. Kane sets a screen. Paolo rolls left. Now right. Close off at the nail. Nice feed inside for Jamal Kane. He'll lay it up and in. A beautiful feed from Banchero. No look. Kane moving without the rock.
Didn't even look. If you're gearing up for game day, Tool-Based is your MVP for grilling greatness. From Big Green Egg to Traeger, they've got everything you need to fire up the flavor. 14 Central Florida locations, including their brand new store in downtown Windermere. Tool-Based is your neighborhood home maintenance expert, the helpful place every night and your best stop before the game. Go to toolsbasehardware.com and go Magic.
This message is for all you couples out there, because when one of you isn't feeling great, energy, performance, or confidence, it affects both of you. At Florida Center for Hormones and Wellness, they've got treatments that help both men and women reconnect. For the guys, there's shockwave therapy and the P-Shot, natural, non-surgical ways to boost performance and blood flow in the bedroom. For women, they offer shockwave therapy and Emcella, therapies that improve comfort, sensitivity, and pelvic strength post-menopause. It's all medical, all natural, and it really works. Dr. John Carrizzella and his team know this isn't just about physical performance. It's about restoring confidence and connection. If you and your partner want to feel like your best selves again, together, start here. Go to hormonesandwellness.com/bulldog and tell them Mike Bianchi, the Bulldog, sent you. That's hormonesandwellness.com/bulldog.
Before smartphones, there was MapQuest. Before GPS, there was MapQuest. Before Google Maps, there was MapQuest. And guess what? MapQuest is back. Now on your phone. No printer required. Download the MapQuest app on the App Store or visit MapQuest.com.
Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang here from Las Culturistas, requesting your ears on our podcast.
Download and listen on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Watch the best cornhole players in the world compete for the crown at the ACL Kansas City Signature Open. After intense competition, the top 4 players go head-to-head on ESPN2. Doubles airs Saturday, March 28th at 10 a.m. Eastern. Singles airs Sunday, March 29th at 6 a.m. Eastern. Don't miss the action as the game's best battle for the title. The ACL Kansas City Signature Open, all on ESPN2.
If you care about predictions, you care about props. And now that the tournament field is down to 16, every possession matters. BetOnline has always been the home of real sports wagering, deep markets, sharp odds, and player props. And this round, BetOnline is offering an updated new $50,000 bracket contest. A fresh bracket, a fresh shot, $50,000 on the line. It's no longer about guessing, it's about knowing. BetOnline gives you the edge when it matters most. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Welcome to Embers Only on iHeartRadio Orlando, brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Step inside the luxury cigar lifestyle with our cigar of the week, and I got to tell you, these guys are on one, because now we have another brand name cigar at an incredible price. It's the Romeo y Julieta Romeo Toro. This box is usually $280 now, only $112. That's 60% off, and of course, everybody knows Romeo y Julieta's smooth flavor, consistent build, the perfect addition to any collection. This This is a classic one of the Romeos as well. Dominican binders, Dominican fillers, Ecuadorian wrapper, beautiful medium to full-bodied cigar, tons of flavor, coffee, pepper, dark chocolate, vanilla. So try it today. It's the Romeo y Julieta Romeo Toro, and it is your cigar of the week. Thanks so much for joining us for Embers Only. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona Cigar. Downtown, Heathrow, Sand Lake, Sarasota, Tampa, and always online at coronacigar.com.
Saturday, March 28th, the PFL brings two massive middleweight fights to Pittsburgh. Former middleweight world champion Johnny Eblen takes on Brian the Butcher Battle. And Pittsburgh's own Dalton Rasta takes on former champ Impa Kasunganai. Don't miss the action Saturday, March 28th at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN2.
People don't listen to radio ads. While you're driving or making a sandwich, your subconscious pays full attention. So relax. Let it take over.
Sunday makes yard care simple with a custom plan based on your soil, climate, and yard size. No pesticides, no harsh stuff.
Custom Sunday lawn plan.
Order today and get your
Custom Sunday lawn plan.
ready for the season ahead. Sunday, a smarter, healthier yard.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
This report is sponsored by Staples. Want a great way to boost your brand? Custom labels at Staples will help packages pop, shipments stand out, and takeout boxes really take off. Shop now through April 18th and save 30% on all custom labels. Staples, that was easy.
This is the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi. Dynasties are built over time through hard work, and so are car dealerships. That's why I want to tell you about Don Mealy Chevrolet out in Claremont. For more than 50 years, this family-owned dealership has served Central Florida. Don built it. His son Jay runs it today. Hands-on and accessible. He even gives customers his own personal email address. They also invest in the next generation, proudly supporting local youth sports organizations throughout Central Florida. And right now, it's truck month at Don Mealy Chevy. Get this, you can save up to $10,000 on a new Silverado RST. We're talking that powerful 3-liter diesel engine that's built to work as hard as you do. Looking for the ultimate family ride? Go electric in a new Chevy Equinox EV and save over $15,000. Plus, you'll never pay for a gallon of gas again. How good is that? Visit Don Mealy Chevrolet in Claremont today or shop online at donmealychevy.com. Chevy, together, let's drive.
Hey there, Central Florida. Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Laurel Blanchard here with your Friday night forecast. We're keeping those mainly clear skies, but we will start to see those clouds start to move in as a cold front approaches as we take a look towards your Saturday afternoon. Speaking of your Saturday afternoon, high is going to be throughout the low 80s, but with that cold front moving in, this is what's really going to jack up our winds. We could be looking at gusts up to 45 miles per hour, especially if you live on the coast. So we are in for a blustery start to the weekend for your Saturday.
UCF Knights play here. Catch every game right here on 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the iHeart Radio app. Now back to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Orlando Storm tickets up for grabs today on the show, but not just any tickets. We're talking about field passes prior to the first game ever for the Orlando Storm. Be a part of history. All you have to do is lay in to that talkback. Say it, send it, hear it, as the overlords say. Just tap that microphone icon and ask us any question you want. You can also do that on the Mills Air text line. Let's get to our daily Coach Quote of the Day.
This is Jamal Mosley, head coach of the Orlando Magic, and this is your daily Coach Quote of the Day.
Our daily source of inspiration and motivation, and today's is about art. It's about art.
Okay.
A painting. It's about art and meaning, I think.
Okay.
A painting is just a painting until you put a frame on it and hang it on the wall. And then it's called art. That is your daily Coach Quote today.
Okay.
I'm realizing as I read that was, I don't know why when I read that hit so hard, because when I said it out loud just now, it really didn't do it for me.
Painting is
Is just a painting until you put it in a frame and hang it on the wall. I think if I can try and dig this quote out of the mud, I think what it's saying is whatever it is that exists in your life, it doesn't hold true value and meaning until you put a proverbial frame on it and hang it up and make it a priority. Then it has value. What's the difference? You see some of these, if you talk about the art example, you see some of these paintings that go for $1 million and they're just splotches of paint. They're nothing. It's just paint and canvas. But because there's a frame on it and there's personal meaning behind it, and then people put their own thoughts and opinions on it, it creates this value that's fake, but it's just derived by imagination.
I just keep having visions of a TV is just a TV until you hire the Geek Squad to put it on the wall.
Oh man! But I'm really glad that you brought that up.
And then it becomes a work of art.
I'm a little offended that neither of you have asked how my new TV is.
How is
Dude, how's the new TV?
Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. It's amazing. It's so good. My kids' cartoons are more entertaining.
What kind of TV did you get?
Me.
What brand?
It's just an Insignia. So I asked, the Insignia is the basic. It's like when you go to Walmart and get the great value macaroni and cheese.
Right.
It's just like the other macaroni and cheese. It's just they put the store brand on it. That's what Insignia is. It's just like the basic Best Buy brand. And so I asked the guy at Best Buy, because it was the TV I got. It's 75 inches. This is a big screen TV. It was $400 before I had to pay for the installation and all that.
Right.
But $400 for that size TV, when I said there's one that was right across the way that was same size, also looked great, for $1,800.
Like a Sony or something.
It was the OLEDs is like the new thing. So I said, what's the difference? And what he explained to me was not worth $1,400. So I said, why is this so inexpensive? He said, the parts are cheap. And I said, so what does that mean? And he said, it's not going to last as long. What does that mean? How long is a TV supposed to last? I don't know this information.
Yeah, here's what he said. It's not going to last as long. Can I interest you in the extended warranty?
Right. Yeah. So he said, about 6 years you'll get out of it. I said, 6 years? I'm going to want to buy a new TV. Let's put that thing in the car. 6 years?
Right.
Who knows what we're going to have in 6 years?
Right. Right.
I remember when plasmas came out. I thought that was like the coolest thing in the world. You can't find one anywhere now.
You can at my home, brother.
I'm like still rolling with the same plasma. Oh man,
I still got the RCA console at my house.
The picture on this TV that I got is incredible. I mean, I'm watching opening day. I thought I was playing second base. It was so cool.
You should see my RCA console. It's got the 21-inch RCA screen, and it's got a little stereo right next to it. Little turntable play. Yeah. RCA.
That is exactly what I picture your living room looks like to a T. What would ChatGPT want to know about Sports Talk Radio hosts? We'll find out next.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
Yeah, buzzer-beating shots are exciting in college hoops. Your AC going out? Not so much. That's why you need an AC service that you can trust, and that, of course, is Mills Air. Family owned and operated for 30 years now. They've provided affordable, friendly, expert services across Central Florida since 1992. So if your system is acting weird or you just want to get ahead of things, give Leon and Mills Air a call. Protect your investment and give yourself some peace of mind in the process. The number, 407-277-1159, and online at millsair.com.
Orlando, are you ready for a weekend getaway that's got something for everyone? Then pack your bags and head to Mission Resort and Club in beautiful Howey in the Hills, right there next to Claremont. Not only can you tee off on 2 stunning championship golf courses, El Campeon and Las Colinas, but you can also play pickleball, tennis, or rent a boat at the marina and explore the largest chain of lakes in Florida. They're beautiful, and when the day winds down, relax at the spa or dine at one of their 4 fabulous on-site restaurants. The Sunday Champagne Brunch is a feast you will thoroughly enjoy. Mission Resort is perfect for couples, families, or anyone just looking for a little escape close to home. If you just want to come over for a day of golf, book those tee times, and when you check in at the pro shop, tell them Mike Bianchi, the Bulldog, sent you, and you'll get a free bucket of range balls. For hotel reservations and tee times, go to missionresortandclub.com. That's missionresortandclub.com. Mission Resort, Central Florida's hidden gem, is just waiting for you.
Pretty busy out there already on the roadways. Accident on Pine Hills Road northbound at Highway 50. Also, State Route 50 eastbound at Lake Pickett Road. There's a crash there, blocking the left turn lane, and also a crash on Narcoossee Road, both north and southbound at Goldenrod. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
Coach Becht here. Spring football is coming to Orlando March 29th at 8 p.m. at Inter & Coast Stadium. Your Orlando Storm versus the Columbus Aviators. And at halftime, the one and only DJ Khaled, live.
Get tickets at UFLstorm.com.
Join us daily on 96.9 The Game for your Embers Only Cigar of the Week. Brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona Cigar. Dr. Phillips, downtown, Heathrow, or online at coronacigar.com.
Local folks in uniform know that when it comes to jewelry, IDC rolls out the red carpet every time.
I actually bought my wife's wedding and engagement ring from IDC.
Meet Jamison Kinsey, a firefighter and paramedic who took advantage of International Diamond Center's 15% discount for first responders.
It's amazing to get that discount and get something much prettier than I probably could have without it.
At IDC, we love our heroes.
People like myself and all the other first responders, it helps us in our budgets and every day to know that there's a place like IDC that we can go and get incredible value for amazing products.
International Diamond Center, always going out of our way to deliver exceptional value for those milestone moments in everyone's life, and always just a little bit extra for our military and first responders.
My name is Jamison Kinsey, and I'm a firefighter paramedic, and I've been super grateful for everything IDC has done for myself and our department.
International Diamond Center, proud to serve those who serve us. 3 convenient Orlando locations.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with Factory Direct Impact Windows from Reese Windows and Doors. At Reese, they've been installing affordable, high-quality windows for over 50 years, and most windows are installed in under 8 weeks. Get out your phone because now is your chance to win them for free. Just text the word TRUST to 20129 to win $25,000 in new windows from Reese Windows and Doors. Text TRUST to
Good afternoon. I'm Tiffany Kinney in the WPBF 25 newsroom. We're coming on the air with some breaking news. We understand that just after 2 o'clock today, so just about an hour and 10 minutes ago, Tiger Woods was involved in a rollover crash near 281 Beach Road on Jupiter Island. The Martin County Sheriff's Office is currently investigating this accident. They are going to provide us additional details. We hope by about 5 o'clock this afternoon, Sheriff Budenseek will be available for an interview at 5. We understand, but again, Tiger Woods has been involved in a rollover crash. We don't know his condition, we don't know where he is, and we don't know any other details about this accident. We do have a crew headed that way. We'll bring you much more as soon as we get that information. Now back to your program.
and Team Hewitt. It's a free-for-all Friday. Let your voice be heard and see what you can get Bianchi and Kravitz all fired up about. Text us at 50857 or hit us up on the iHeart Radio Talkback. Now back to Game On.
Oh boy, we have some breaking news. Quick reminder before we get to that. Got your shot at Orlando Storm tickets. 5 4-packs to give away on today's show. And those 4-packs will also gain you entrance onto the field prior to the very first game on Sunday night. Nice. Incredible prize. Hit us up on the iHeartRadio Talkback. All you have to do is ask us a question. Anything. It's free for all Friday, so as long as your question gets us going, when we start airing those, that is how you win. You can also text in 50857. Usually we isolate our prize giveaways to the talkback to get you guys talking to us, but we have so many prizes to give away today with these Storm tickets. We're going to give away some on the text line as well. So if you have questions and you don't want to use the talkback, you can text in 50857. Breaking news out there in the sports world. Tiger Woods involved in a rollover car crash on Jupiter Island in South Florida. That's right where he lives. We have the news story. Do we know the affiliation to the news outlet that we are about to air? We don't? Okay. We'll figure that out. But here's the news bulletin.
Good afternoon. I'm Tiffany Kinney in the WPBF 25 newsroom. We're coming on the air with some breaking news. We understand that just after 2 o'clock today, so just about an hour and 10 minutes ago, Tiger Woods was involved in a rollover crash near 281 Beach Road on Jupiter Island. The Martin County Sheriff's Office is currently investigating this accident. They are going to provide us additional details. We hope by about 5 o'clock this afternoon, Sheriff Budenseek will be available for an interview at 5, we understand. But again, Tiger Woods has been involved in a rollover crash. We don't know his condition. We don't know where he is, and we don't know any other details about this accident. We do have a crew headed that way. We'll bring you much more as soon as we get that information. Now back to your program.
Okay, first things first, I hope Tiger Woods is okay.
Well, obviously.
Because we don't know. I haven't seen an update on what his status is. So hopefully he's all right. This is not the first time that Tiger Woods has been involved in a major car wreck. And I'm looking at there is a picture online of the car crash. It looks to me to be in a residential area. There's a lot of trees around.
Said Beach Road was the name of the road.
It looks like a smaller street. It's not like this was, because when you hear a car rolling over, you kind of picture high speed on the highway or a tight turn on a mountain, something like that. This looks like it was in a residential area. There's a work truck to the right of where his car is. His car is sitting on its left side, on the driver's side. It's just sitting there. I don't know if that was the only turn that it took, or if there were tumbles that led to that. There's a work truck that almost looks like a tow truck to his right. Now, I don't know if that's there because of the crash. What it looks like, and this is just a total guess off of the image, that he drove the right side of the car over a truck and then it tipped over. But that's just, if you're just looking at the picture, that's what it looks like. But that might not be the case.
Tiger Woods, so obviously he had the really bad car accident in California where he almost had his leg amputated. It was so bad, and he's still dealing with the fallout from those injuries. Then wasn't there an instance where he was on the side of the road, like, I don't know if he was intoxicated
or he was sleeping in the car?
Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah. So yeah, he's had some vehicle issues.
I don't understand. This has to be an independence ego problem. Tiger Woods is he's into the billions now. He's worth, according to Google, so even if this is, let's just say this is off by $500 million, he's still one of the richest people in the country. $1.5 billion is his net worth.
Chauffeur rich.
I mean, because I was about to, now this is where social media can get you in trouble. I don't know the health status of Tiger Woods, so immediately jumping in and making jokes about taking an Uber, this is not the right time for that. Right. So that did not get sent, thankfully. Right. Uber, he doesn't need to worry about Ubers. He can hire a full-time chauffeur whose job is to sit in a car for 16 hours a day and be ready for Tiger Woods to enter the back seat. And it will not dent his bank account. Why would you not do that? Especially after you've dealt with injuries from car wrecks that have impacted your life and career. It is so frustrating. Just watching it from the outside, as somebody who's admired his game, I can't imagine being one of his kids or his partner or something like that, where you go, how dumb do you have to be to continue to do this?
Yeah, but it's like 2 p.m. It's like this isn't like some late night. He's leaving a bar or something. He's probably went out to get milk at the 7-Eleven.
Well, that first of all, that sounds quite naive, Mike.
What?
He flipped his car in a residential area getting milk at the grocery store.
Why?
Don't you think it's far more likely that he's intoxicated?
Nah. At 2:00? Nah.
He flipped his car.
Okay.
When's the last time you flipped your car going to Publix in the middle of the afternoon? When's the last time you even came close?
It said it was a rollover. Maybe his car just flipped over on its side.
It just
flipped over on its side.
He just got one of those cars that
Maybe it just flipped over on its side.
Just spontaneously fell over?
It doesn't sound like it was like he was going at a high rate of speed and it flipped multiple times like the one car in California did.
To me, what it looks like is he slowly drove up a work vehicle and it tipped the car over, which is not something you do when you soberly go to get milk at the grocery store.
Maybe he was on pain. Maybe he's on pain meds. I think that's what happened last time.
Well, yes,
Right.
that's what I'm saying.
Right.
It's clearly a problem. Hire a chauffeur, please. Back with more Game On and your thoughts on today's show in just a minute.
Welcome back to the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
Welcome back to the show. Game On across the Sunshine State, Orlando, Jacksonville, Tallahassee. Appreciate you hanging out with us as we wrap up the week. Bit of breaking news that we just got. Every news outlet reporting that Tiger Woods was involved in a rollover crash in Jupiter Island down in South Florida. This was around 2 p.m, and the report coming from the Martin County Sheriff's Office. His condition is not made immediately clear. So
if your theory is correct, your supposition that perhaps he was under the influence of either pain medicine or whatever, then he is a dummy. He is a dummy. And hopefully he's okay. But yeah, Tiger Woods.
I would love to know what this person means on the text line. They said, you need to be careful of how you talk on the air, Travis. My name is not Travis. It's Kravitz. But you need to be, what did I say that's out of turn? That I am assuming I am perhaps maybe slightly over presumptuous.
Yeah,
it's 2 p.m. and he rolled his car over.
Okay,
this isn't a big leap to take.
Yeah.
Is it irresponsible to suggest that he was probably under the influence of something? That feels
to say that he was probably, yes.
You think that's irresponsible?
Yeah, to say he was probably no. Yes, I think that's
when he's had issues with that in the past and been in car wrecks where that has been the case previously.
Well, I don't think he was not the California crash. He was. I don't even think they tested him for whatever reason. They didn't test him. I don't know why, but I don't think he was under the influence at that point, or at least it wasn't proven that he was under the influence in California.
Somebody said on the text line that the Fox Sports update we just aired said that there were no injuries. Hopefully that is the case.
Yeah.
We'll keep an eye on that. Text in 50857. Orlando Storm 4-pack tickets. Not only do you get the tickets, you also get field access prior to the game. So we're going to go to the talkback now, and we are going to start with Scott. What do you got?
Bianchi Kravitz, does the Orlando Storm make Orlando a major league town, or does it make us a minor league town? This is Scott from Winter Park.
Interesting.
Right, Scott.
I think it doesn't. I mean, we are a major league town. I mean, we have major league sports in this city. We have the NBA, which is the highest league in basketball, and we have MLS, which is the highest North American soccer league. So we do have major league sports. Every major city has minor league sports. Doesn't make them a minor league town. I mean, does New York have? New York probably doesn't have.
I don't think we should jump to the biggest city in the country.
with
our examples.
But doesn't Charlotte have minor league baseball?
Yeah,
that doesn't make them a minor league town.
Okay, for example, in this same league, you have teams in Houston.
Right.
Would you consider them minor league?
No, St. Louis. No.
DC.
No.
See, what you just said, by the way, what you just did proves the point I've been trying to make for years.
What?
That you just, without even hesitating, said St. Louis is a major league town. Why is St. Louis a major league town? Because they have a baseball team. Nothing solidifies you more in sports as a major league town than having a professional baseball team.
The only reason I said St. Louis is because that was a team I knew was in this league. That's the only, no, it had nothing to do with, and plus St. Louis they've had football in the past. They've had the NFL.
They lost it.
They did.
They do have hockey. Yeah.
St.
Blues.
St. Louis Blues, yeah.
DC, also in the league. Dallas, ever heard of it?
Yeah, no.
No, but a good question. Let's go to, and you can ask us anything, by the way. We'll take it. Sports, non-sports. That is how you win the tickets. Jesse, will go to you.
Happy Friday, fellas. If I sound a little out of breath, it's because I'm out on the bicycle on this beautiful day. But my question pertains to flag football. You know, it's an iteration of football, which we all love in this country. It's going to be in the Olympics, which is probably going to skyrocket popularity. You know, as the world turns, we become softer as a society. Mama doesn't want her boy hitting football anymore. So what do you think the future of flag could be?
I think the future of flag football is that we eventually get high school participation with that, and maybe it makes its way to college. Don't
they already have flag football in high school?
For women's. They had it in my high school for women's.
Yeah, I'm talking about like highly competitive. No, I'm not.
Whoa.
Hey. I was backing up your point. I was not arguing with you, Jaden. That would have come across really sexist.
Yeah.
No, but that's what I mean.
That's Title IX.
I see what the texter is saying. I need to be careful with what I'm talking about. Where that is one of the standard sports across high schools. You don't question if a big high school has a baseball team or a basketball team or a tackle football team. I think that's the next stage in the growth, is that high schools across the country, it'll be standard that they have men and women, boys and girls, flag football.
Well, the fact that it's in the Olympics now is a big deal.
But I think that's where it'll stop, as far as that'll be the top level. I don't think you're going to get some big pro flag football league that we start paying attention to. The NFL has too big a foothold in this country. It is too big to fail. The NFL at this point is the banks. It's too big to fail, which means we continue, and it pays so much money. There will always be people who have talent and a desire for income that will have their heads taken off by playing football.
Yeah, the NFL's going nowhere. Flag football, I think it'll be a niche. It'll be like lacrosse.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think that's a good way to put it. Let's go to Jacob.
I have a serious warning for anyone that plans on betting baseball this summer.
Oh.
And that is to stop using Hard Rock Bet if you actually care about value.
Jake?
For what I've been seeing so far, the odds are consistently worse than DraftKings, Fanatics, and BetMGM by up to like 30%.
What?
And that definitely adds up long term. So if you plan on betting baseball, use a social betting website.
Okay, you put me in a bind here because I do use Hard Rock every day, but you mentioned social betting, like Better Edge, not a bad idea. So it just comes down to the type of bettor that you are. There are, I would say, I'm just going to throw a random percentage on it that's probably close to accurate. I would say 75 to 80% of people that place bets at any sort of routine are not price sensitive when they bet. Jacob is not wrong in that you should pay attention to that. You're not always going to get hosed at Hard Rock. That is not accurate, and that's not me saying that as someone that endorses them. This is me saying that as somebody who bets every single day. Sometimes Hard Rock does offer the best price, and they also offer it sooner. That's the benefit. If you really get into the weeds of this, like I am, is that Hard Rock will pop the line before you're even able to get money down on other websites. So if you are good at projecting what's going to happen with the line, Hard Rock is your best bet.
Plus, and it's the only way you can legally bet in this state. You can't bet.
Yeah, you said DraftKings and Fanatics.
You can't bet on DraftKings. You can't bet on FanDuel in this state, right?
You're correct.
Right.
So you do not have
But
that.
he said social betting. He's talking about like the Better Edge.
Better Edge. Yeah, peer-to-peer betting where you get better pricing and stuff. But that's right up my alley. I could do a whole show on what Jacob just said.
Please don't.
I won't.
That 3 minutes.
You're never going to get that back?
Yeah.
Okay, so, but, okay, I'm not going to keep going. Do you want to know what ChatGPT wants to know about us? So I typed in, ask me questions for a free-for-all segment on Sports Talk Radio. Just curious what the robots would want to know about us schmoes. What's something, I'm going to read it like a robot. What is something in sports everyone accepts as true that's actually false? Also, I have your social security information. Thank you. Beep boop.
What is
something everyone accepts as true in sports that's actually wrong?
I don't know.
That Babe Ruth is the greatest baseball player ever. Overrated.
Well, somebody texted in yesterday. We were talking about, the IOC has said transgenders cannot participate in female sports, in the Olympics or any of their other endeavors. And somebody said, "Well, what about the trans boxer who won the gold medal?" A lot of people think there was a trans boxer who won the gold medal. There really wasn't.
No.
There really was. She wasn't. She wasn't.
She just had manly features.
Right.
That is no easy transition here for me. Up next, we've got a Major League All-Star game coming in town tomorrow afternoon. Hear all about it right here on Game On after this.
With Bianchi and Kravitz, we'll be right back after this.
This is the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi. We all know how championship teams protect their home field. Well, What's protecting your home field, right? If your house still has builder-grade windows less than a decade old, you might already be losing ground to Florida's heat, humidity, and howling winds. That's why I'm talking about Renewal by Andersen's Acclaim Impact Windows as we speak. These windows are engineered for Florida, tested in extreme weather conditions, and built with exclusive Fibrex material that's twice as strong as vinyl. That means no warping, no cracking, no quitting in the fourth quarter. They're high velocity impact rated, designed to withstand flying debris during storms. Plus, they cut energy loss, reduce outside noise, and keep your home cooler year-round. Windows should not be disposable. They should be franchise players, built for the long haul. And right now, during their exclusive 1 month only sale, when you purchase one window or door, you'll receive the second 40% off. And with zero down, zero payments, and zero interest for 12 months, it's never been easier to upgrade. Hurry. This offer ends April 30th and restrictions apply. Whether you're in Central Florida, the Gulf Coast, or in Jacksonville, visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your complimentary in-home consultation. License number CGC 1527613. Renewal by Andersen, where comfort meets quality.
By now, you've probably seen those green, unmistakable Mills Air service trucks in your neighborhood. Just know when you see those roll through, someone around you is being well taken care of, because Mills Air is family owned and operated, and they have provided affordable, friendly, expert HVAC services across Central Florida since 1992, and they service the Kravitz household as well. They've been good to me for years. They're honest. They explain what's going on. They don't try and upsell you on things that you don't absolutely need. The last technician that came to my house even gave me a rundown tutorial of how to clean my unit myself, and that is what I call respectable and honest service. Protect your investment and give yourself some peace of mind in the process. Call Leon and the crew, schedule your appointment, and tell them that Brandon Kravitz from Game On sent you by. 407-277-1159 and online at millsair.com.
Lots of accidents slowing things down this afternoon. I-4 eastbound before World Drive, right shoulder is blocked. Earlier crash, 417 southbound at Lee Vista Boulevard. Crews still on the scene there. Now 2 left lanes are blocked. Also accident blocking the right lane on John Young Parkway northbound at Americana Boulevard. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
Hello, everybody. How we doing?
Don't miss our 2026 iHeartRadio Music Awards.
Streaming now on Hulu.
Taylor Swift's first awards show appearance this year.
Taylor Swift is here.
Miley Cyrus takes home the Innovator Award.
Miley Cyrus.
John Mellencamp wins the Icon Award.
Plus performances from Alex Warren,
Kehlani, Lady Wilson, Ray,
TLC, Salt and Pepper, In Vogue, and more.
All hosted by Ludacris.
You know what time it is.
Our 2026 iHeartRadio Music Awards. Now streaming on Hulu.
This report is sponsored by USPS Ground Advantage. We mean business.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast.
Pump up the volume.
When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Coach Becht here. Spring football is coming to Orlando March 29th at 8 p.m. at Inter Stadium. Your Orlando Storm versus the Columbus Aviators. And at halftime, the one and only DJ Khaled live.
Get tickets at UFLstorm.com.
Before smartphones, there was MapQuest. Before GPS, there was MapQuest. Before Google Maps, there was MapQuest. And guess what? MapQuest is back. Now on your phone. No printer required. Download the MapQuest app on the App Store or visit MapQuest.com.
Saturday, March 28th, the PFL brings 2 massive middleweight fights to Pittsburgh. Former middleweight world champion Johnny Eblen takes on Brian the Butcher Battle. And Pittsburgh's own Dalton Rasta takes on former champ Impa Kasunganai. Don't miss the action Saturday, March 28th at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN2.
Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang here from Las Culturistas requesting your ears on our podcast.
Download and listen on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Orlando Magic basketball lives here on 96.9 The Game, and your game day Magic coverage is powered by IBEW Local 606. Proud to serve electrical workers across Central Florida, providing its members with a supportive community, training, valuable benefits, and advancement opportunities. IBEW Local 606 has been powering and serving Central Florida Florida for over 75 years, and they are the dream team for electrical workers across this area. For more info, head to IBEWLocal606.org and go Magic.
The world's best bull riders. 1 shot, 8 seconds, no mercy. The rankest bulls in the sport are waiting. This is professional bull riding. Watch it live as we unleash the beast. Today from Albuquerque, only on Paramount Plus.
If you care about soccer, you care about moments. And the road to 26 starts here this week, with test matches starting as we start hosting some of the biggest names in the sport. BetOnline is where real soccer betting lives. Global markets, sharp odds, and player props built for fans who follow more than just the headlines. BetOnline gives you live in-game wagering and in-game odds that shift with every goal, every card, every turning point. The road is long, and this is where the story starts. BetOnline. The game starts here.
Orlando hosts a global showdown under the lights. Croatia versus Brazil. Discipline meets flair. Tuesday, March 31st at Camping World Stadium. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster or roadto26.com.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
$3,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for buying gas. Earn cash back with Upside just by filling up your tank. Download Upside now and start earning easy cash back. The more you use Upside, the more you get. Use promo code JIM to get an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code JIM for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
We are Orlando Sports Leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
Sublime has a brand new song. And it's on the newly released playlist on the free iHeart Radio app. Your no-cost destination to hear all of the songs that were just released, including Miley Cyrus, Luke Bryan, Central C,
Walk on. I ain't seen Shorty in a minute.
Paul McCartney, and so much more. Open the free iHeart Radio app and search new to listen now.
Is today the day you're making 96.9 The Game number one? Your number one preset, that is. What are you waiting for? Just open the free iHeart Radio app, search 96.9 The Game, and click Preset. Made it easier to connect with 96.9 The Game. Just open the free iHeart Radio app and make us your number one preset.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Friday. It's UCF baseball on The Game as the Knights clash with conference rival Arizona with a 6 p.m. first pitch. Catch every minute right here on your exclusive home for UCF sports. FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the absolutely free iHeart Radio app.
This is Anthony Black with the Orlando Magic, and you're locked into Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Big time event coming to Orlando tomorrow. MLV All-Star Game. Major League Volleyball over at Addition Financial Arena. I'll be there with the family, enjoying the top stars in pro volleyball. And the woman who makes the show go, the commissioner of MLV, Jamie Weston, joins the show now. Jamie, a big welcome to you. Got a big weekend ahead and a big weekend for the league.
Hey guys, yeah, thank you so much for having me. We're so excited for tomorrow's match at Addition Financial. It's at 12 noon, so we're really excited to be here.
Your background is rich in the world of volleyball. How did you end up landing this position? I was going back and looking at some of your history, marketing, top of the line in terms of one of the top marketing individuals with the NFL as well. What led you to this venture?
Well, I guess you could say it's a perfect storm of my background and my personal and professional life. So I played volleyball at Georgia Tech many years ago. And so it's, my first love, and never thought, way back then you could actually work in women's sports, let alone, women's pro volleyball, right? That wasn't an option. And from there, just stayed in volleyball. My daughter's playing beach volleyball in college, so it's, always been a part of me. And then just, the perfect world with my experience at the NFL and other sports and entertainment, it just all came together. I've only been here for 4 weeks. I just started, and so I'm just thrilled to get going here.
As your league starts to grow, why is it important? We're so used to all-star games in this country, but why is that important from the beginning of the league to make sure that that's part of the fabric of what you guys do? Do you have a theory as to why? Do you have a reason as to why, or are you just doing it because that's what everybody does?
It's funny that you say that because, being sports fans, we've seen the peak of all-star, competitions, and we've also seen the other side of it, right, where some of these pro sports, it's the time where maybe players want to mail it in a little bit or actually take a break. When you're in growth mode, we're still wanting to showcase the best of the best, right? So for Major League Volleyball to allow us to bring the best athletes from all of our 8 teams and have a showcase on, a main, broadcast channel is big for us. And tomorrow, no better day, it's in the middle of March Madness. People are automatically just turning on the channel to watch sports. So, we want everyone, we want to be on that platform, and we want fans and non-fans, right, there to see what this game is all about at the pro women's level.
Jamie, I'm curious. I was doing some research here. I don't think many people know, Orlando is the home of the Magic. Dan DeVos is one of the owners of the Magic. He's also involved in your league and gave you a huge shout-out when you were named commissioner. Tell us about Dan DeVos and his relationship with the league.
Well, we're so lucky to be with the DeVos family, and I know that they were original owners of the Magic. And I remember those early days, just being a huge sports fan. They've done an incredible job here with that team. So to have a family like the DeVos family be a part of a founding owner with the Grand Rapids Rise in Michigan, where much of the family is from, but they have been in it since day one. And committed with the success of the league, not just their team. They really, they're committed, and so to have that, and not only them, but to have owners of teams from other sports leagues, pro sports leagues, really starts to authenticate, what we're doing here.
Also, I wanted to ask you, being a former college volleyball player yourself, your daughter also plays college volleyball. Gino Auriemma, the great women's basketball coach at UConn, said yesterday that he thinks Title IX in the day of these days of NIL and revenue sharing isn't really being followed anymore because obviously a lot of this NIL money is being funneled to football and men's college basketball. I'm wondering how you feel about that.
Oh, wow. Getting into everything going on with NIL, it's tough at times to watch. I think it's been great in many cases to provide athletes a point of revenue, right? Been around it where you see football players, they can't even go out to eat back in the day, or go to a movie on their own because they couldn't get any other extra income besides their scholarships. To have it is great on one end, but at times it's hard to follow. It seems like it's the Wild West, and every day the rules are changing. So it is something that we have to stay on top of as a league because these athletes are coming in already making a lot of money. We're still just starting up. So it's something that we have to stay across.
Jamie Weston, MLV commissioner, on with us. Last thing for you, Jamie. What can people expect to see? The fan experience, what will that be like for those that make their way out tomorrow at noon at Edition Financial Arena?
We hope you do. We've got only a few tickets left, though. It's going to be great for families that are new to the game. We've got all of our mascots in doing their own All-Stars celebration. We have autograph signings at the end of the match. It's going to be a really fun experience for new fans, and then fans of our league. You're going to see the best of the best, and there's nothing better than seeing these women up close and personal. They're gladiators in their own right. It's incredible to watch.
Amen to that. MLV Commissioner Jamie Weston, thanks so much for joining the show. Have fun at the All-Star Game tomorrow.
Thank you.
You can go and get those tickets at Ticketmaster. Just type in Major League Volleyball. And
she didn't want to touch my NIL question, did she? Title IX, going down the tube.
That's a deep state topic right there. Text in 50857. She said there's a few tickets left. I happen to have 2 of them. Okay, 50857. If you want to go to the MLV All-Star Game, just text MLV to 50857. I'll send one of you. Final pair sitting in my back pocket right now. Up next, Mic'd Up on a Friday. Sweet 16 coaches, UFL coaches, and more right here on Game On.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Let me put this in sports terms for you. Retirement planning is a lot like the shot clock. You think you've got plenty of time, you're dribbling around, running the offense, and then all of a sudden you look up and there's 5 seconds left and you're not ready. That's why I finally went to Trajan Wealth and had them look at what I was doing. I thought I was in pretty good shape, honestly. But when they walked me through everything, investments, taxes, income planning for retirement, they showed me some of the opportunities I was missing and a few things I could be doing a lot smarter, especially when it comes to taxes down the road. What I liked most, though, was there was no sales pitch. They just explained my options and helped me build a real plan. That's the difference. They're fiduciaries, so they have to put your interest first. I'm a client now, and I feel like I actually have a strategy instead of just hoping everything works out in the fourth quarter of life. Call Trajan Wealth today at 407-204-0300 and tell them Mike Bianchi sent you, or visit TrajanWealth.com to schedule your free consultation. That's TRAJAN Wealth.com. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, SEC registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Actual client, paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Axe throwing bars are popping up left and right in Central Florida, so how do you know which one to go to? Bananas Axe Cabana, the best in town. Stuart, a gracious owner, big fan of the show as well, just like all of you, wants to offer a 25% off axe throwing session over at Bananas Axe Cabana Orlando to all of you wild and crazy game heads. Just use the promo code GameHeads25 on any 1 or 2 hour booking and get the discount. Can you name another place that's offering you this deal? Once you hit that first bullseye, you're hooked at Bananas Axe Cabana.
The Global Gaming League is presented by Atlas Earth, the fun cashback app.
Hey, it's Howie Mandel, and I am inviting you to witness history as me and my Howie Do It gaming team take on Gilly the King and Wallow 267's $1 million gaming in an epic Global Gaming League video game showdown, plus a halftime performance by multi-platinum artist Travie McCoy. Watch all the action and see who wins and advances to the championship match right now at globalgamingleague.com. That's globalgamingleague.com.
In partnership with Level Up Expo.
Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang here from Las Culturistas requesting your ears on our podcast.
Download and listen on the iHeart Radio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Saturday, March 28th, the PFL brings 2 massive middleweight fights to Pittsburgh. Former middleweight world champion Johnny Eblen takes on Brian the Butcher Battle. And Pittsburgh's own Dalton Rasta takes on former champ Impa Kasanganai. Don't miss the action Saturday, March 28th at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN2.
We've been duped, hoodwinked, conned for 50 years. The lawn care industry sold us toxins in a bag and made our yards more toxic than a bad relationship. Sunday helps you ditch the chemicals and feed your lawn the good stuff. Soybean proteins, iron, seaweed, molasses. Ingredients that get your soil giggling like an overserved mom at the block party. Sunday uses clean ingredients and real science for thicker, greener grass. Order today and get your custom Sunday yard plan for the season ahead. Sunday, for a smarter, healthier yard. GetSunday.com.
Orlando hosts a global showdown under the lights. Croatia versus Brazil. Discipline meets flair. Tuesday, March 31st at Camping World Stadium. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster or roadto26.com.
The Maps app that came with your phone? It's fine if you enjoy waiting and guessing and inefficient routes. Or you could use MapQuest. MapQuest is back with live directions, real-time traffic, and faster routes. It moves when you move. Best of all, no printer needed. No paper. No more missed turns. Just you and the app. Get there fast with MapQuest. Download the MapQuest app on the App Store or visit MapQuest.com. MapQuest, still getting you there.
The world's best bull riders. 1 shot, 8 seconds, no mercy. The rankest bulls in the sport are waiting. This is professional bull riding. Watch it live as we unleash the beast. Today from Albuquerque, only on Paramount Plus.
It's time to bet, win, and connect in 2026. If you think you know the market better than your friends and peers, Better Edge is the place to profit off of that advantage. Better Edge is a social betting marketplace trusted by over 35,000 bettors, including me. Better Edge is where I first discovered that you can actually churn a profit betting on sports. With the best odds and prices anywhere in the market, it's a no-brainer for sharp sports bettors. Use the promo code BEATBRANDON at sign-up for $20 upon your first arrival. It's betteredge.com or the Better Edge app.
Whether it's day or night, hot flashes due to menopause can be unpredictable. That's why there's Veoza, a prescription treatment proven to reduce the number and severity of hot flashes day and night that can start working in as early as 1 week. Based on clinical studies measuring efficacy at 4 and 12 weeks, individual results may vary. Talk to your healthcare provider about what this may mean for you. For moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms or hot flashes and night sweats due to menopause, Veoza can cause serious side effects, including liver problems. Your doctor will do blood tests before and during treatment. Stop Veoza and call your doctor if you have symptoms of liver problems, such as feeling more tired than usual, decreased appetite, nausea, vomiting, itching, yellowing of the eyes or skin, pale stool, dark urine, or stomach pain. Don't use Veoza if you have cirrhosis, severe kidney problems, kidney failure, or take CYP1A2 inhibitors. Ask your doctor about Veoza. To learn more, call 1-866-239-1637 or go to Veoza.com. That's VEOZAH.com.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Tiger Woods was involved in a rollover crash on Jupiter Island in Florida. No details about the cause of the crash or Woods' condition were immediately released by the sheriff's office. Police are investigating, and a county sheriff is scheduled to speak with reporters this afternoon. March Madness continued tonight with the second half of the Sweet 16 in Chicago and Washington, D.C. I'm Seth Everett.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by iHeartAdvertising.com. Run a business and not thinking about radio? Think again, because people are listening to radio more today than they did 20 years ago. And only iHeartRadio connects with more Americans than TV, digital, even social. Learn how radio can help your business. Call 844-844-iHeart.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Vegas, when they get an NBA team, and they will, all right? This is essentially a formality, all right? They're going to get a team. So they'll have 4 professional sports teams. NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, and the A's get there, and then NHL. This is a city that's half the size of Orlando. Vegas, like Orlando, is a convention city. It's an entertainment city. It's a vacation city, just like Orlando. If Vegas leaders were running Central Florida, we'd have a Major League Baseball team by now. Wouldn't even be close.
Listen to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the iHeart Radio app. Sunday, the Magic head to the Great White North as they take on conference rival Toronto. Our coverage begins at 5:30 with Magic Tonight. Tip time is 6 p.m. Catch every minute right here on your exclusive home for Orlando Magic basketball. FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the absolutely free iHeart Radio app. Coaches, players, GMs, everyone's got an opinion these days. Let's hear from the biggest names in the game. It's time for Mic'd Up.
Mic'd Up brought to you by Adventure Boat Share. Unlimited, hassle-free boating, and you don't even have to own a boat. How
Are you serious?
Yeah, just one monthly fee. You can go, Kravitz, you can take the whole family boating anytime they want to go boating. Check them out at adventureboatshare.com.
Now, I probably need to know how to operate a boat, right?
They'll teach you.
That's cool.
And Owen, you take Owen fishing, tubing, all that stuff. All right, let's start with North Carolina State Athletic Director Boo Corrigan on sleazy former NC State coach Will Wade leaving after 1 year to go back to LSU when he told Corrigan he wasn't going to LSU, and then they email Corrigan that they're leaving. Unbelievable.
Well, back here for softball. We're going to go find a coach that agrees and understands who we are and what we are. For the past 7 years, we've built a culture in the athletic department based on trust and accountability. We got coaches that want to be at NC State. They want to be a part of who we are and what we are and represent this great university. We thought we had someone that came in last year to lead our men's basketball program. And over the course of the last year, we have developed a relationship that I believe is based on trust and accountability. There were a number of different conversations that had occurred over the past year involving our program, involving everything else in the landscape of college sports, including Tuesday evening for 2 hours to talk about the entire program and scheduling and the players and staff.
What a sleazeball. We'll wait.
Oh, my God, Mike. I'm not buying this guy.
What?
I'm sorry.
What?
No.
You're not buying what?
I'm not. I'm as surprised as the fans are, and I can't believe this happened, and we're going to find someone that respects and understands what we're trying to do here at NC State.
I'm not buying that. I mean, he did hire Will Wade.
That's my point. You can't put your hand in the snake pit and go, I cannot believe that I got bit by a snake.
Good point.
Get out of here.
Yeah, you sleep with dogs, you're gonna get fleas.
Exactly.
Right.
What was your mission when you hired Will Wade? Was it to win at all costs?
Right. Let's
and
go
put
hire
integrity to the side.
Yeah, let's go hire a cheater, and then he sleaze. Yeah, good point, Kravitz. But Will Wade is still a sleaze.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Let's not derail the point here.
All right, Iowa last night beats Nebraska. One of the key plays, though, came with about 58 seconds left when Nebraska only had 4 players on the court. Here's the call.
Marcus Lawrence, you put all that. Look at this pass. Oh, my goodness. Full clearance. What happened? Well, that was a major defensive breakdown there. Well, they just don't guard Fulgaris, and he's waving for it. How about the vision there? Butengel trying to get back in the play.
Wait a minute. I think Nebraska only had 4 defenders on the floor. They did. Rink Mast is not on the floor. Nebraska, that is a major breakdown. They didn't even have 5 guys on the floor when Iowa was inbounding. You can't match up like that.
Fred Hoiberg, the coach of the team. That is one of the that's going to go down as one of the biggest It's not like Chris Webber calling a timeout that he didn't have all those years ago, but that's a major blunder, as Stan just said.
Yeah, and the thing that I think alleviates the pressure that comes with that, or the criticism, is that he did something that hadn't been done at Nebraska ever. He won multiple NCAA tournament games. So I think because it's Nebraska and because they don't have much of a history of success with winning in this tournament, I think he'll kind of skate by without this being some big stain on his resume in the future. But it is bad.
And plus, Nebraska was already behind by 3 when that play happened. But that play just clinched the game, essentially.
Right. That's just not how you want to go down, even if they were going to go down anyway.
Indiana football coach Kurt Cignetti, not a big fan of star transfer Nick Marsh's shoes that he wore to spring practice yesterday.
I didn't love those gold shoes he came out in today. You learned what getting your ass ripped is all about. I don't know if that happened to very often Michigan State. That was before practice started. That was a wake-up call. But, no, he's really worked hard. Done a great job for us.
So this guy wore gold shoes to practice, and Curt Cignetti said, I ripped his ass.
What's wrong with wearing gold shoes?
Because you're
supposed to what? Work your way up to gold shoes? I didn't know what the decorum of gold shoes
because
is.
Curt Cignetti's about team. You're not supposed to stand out. Oh, I'm going to be the only guy that wears gold shoes. No. Way to go, Curt Cignetti. Curt Cignetti don't play that game, okay?
You're going to wear white shoes in this house.
He says he may be able to do that at Michigan State. He ain't doing it here at Indiana. Yeah.
I'm missing something with that. I think the gold shoe is a cool look.
Isaiah Thomas talking about the Michael Jordan Bulls and Kevin Durant. Listen.
And I said this to Kevin Durant, and I'm going to say this to all of you sitting on the panel. And I said to Kevin Durant, hey, if you would have played back in our era and they put you in the triple post at that mid post area and they took Michael Jordan out and you played with Pippen and you played with Kukoc and you got to run into the mid post, would he have won 6 championships? Absolutely. With Rodman and Pippen and Kukoc and BJ and Craig Hodges and all them around him, and he get the post up in the mid-range, and that ball is, targeted to him every night, and he's getting up 25, 30 attempts. Yeah, he can do the same thing.
So he's saying Kevin Durant would have done what MJ did?
That's exactly what he said. Kevin Durant would have won 6 titles with that team.
Well, that part might be a stretch, the 6 championships.
I think it's a major stretch.
A lot of that was predicated on what Michael Jordan also brought defensively, and Kevin Durant has never been the defender that Michael Jordan was. That's the thing that people often neglect in the Michael Jordan analysis, is that he was also one of the top 3 defenders in the NBA during his...
And people also neglect... People just think Scottie Pippen was this... And Scottie Pippen was a great player, don't get me wrong. But playing beside Jordan made him greater than he actually was, in my mind.
I do think Kevin Durant in that era, if you could plop him into the 90s, would probably drop 45 a night. But that's the evolution of the NBA. Kevin Durant, if he played in the 90s, also would not have been an outside shooter. They would have put him in the post. It was just a different game back then. And it's I don't mind comparing eras because I think it's part of the fun of being a sports fan and being in this business, but you have to be honest with what the game would have looked like for that individual. Kevin Durant would have been treated like Tim Duncan, not like Kevin Durant, if he played in that era.
I think that's a major shot at Michael Jordan. And
Isaiah Thomas is always taking shots at Michael Jordan. He hates him.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that the competitive fire still exists.
But to think Kevin Durant could have done what Jordan did, Kevin Durant's a great offensive player. So was George Gervin, for crying out loud.
Nice man.
So, all right, last one. Draymond Green on Wemby's MVP statement of the other day, where Wemby gave 3 reasons why he should be MVP, and one of them was defense.
I hated it, and I absolutely loved it. The reason I hated it is because until Wemby said defense is 50% of the game, it was like, oh man, no one realized that, right? Like no one realized that 50% of the game we play is on that end of the floor. So he comes out and makes this profound ass statement, and it's like, oh, of course it is. And everybody's like, oh man, he has a great point. Hello? You think? So I hated it because he had to do that for that to then be said. All of a sudden you turn on TV and everybody's like, actually, maybe Wemby is the MVP. And I can agree with that. Maybe he is. But the fact that he has to come out and remind people, hey, y'all see what I do over there? It's like an indictment on the game of basketball.
I agree with him. Everybody just seems to just discard defense.
I don't.
Well,
I appreciate the hell out of defense.
A lot of people, I don't know, when you're talking about MVP, they always talk about all the offensive. Oh, his stats don't stack up to SGA's offensive stats. Well, yeah, but what about defense? Defense matters, but SGA is also an elite defender. Okay, but
So let's not.
Yeah, but
let's not act like he's just out here shooting mid-range shots and going to the free throw line.
Okay, but Wemby is a game-changing defender. He's a game-changing defender.
Oh, I'm not arguing that. Wemby is the most impactful player in the NBA, and if that's enough to say, well, then he should be the MVP, I would have no problem with somebody submitting a Victor Wembanyama MVP vote. I would not criticize that. And the thing with the MVP in this league, in whether we talk NFL, is it Drake May or is it Matt Stafford? As long as you're picking from a certain pool, how can you get fired up about what somebody's opinion on the MVP is? There's so many great players doing great things that impact wins and losses that you can make cases for. There's only one guy that gets the award, and there's a reason why 100 people vote on it, so that you can get to the person who has the most votes. But there's never truly one answer for who the MVP is. They both are, but one guy will win.
I think Dwight Howard should have won the MVP when he was the most dominant defender in the league.
Of course you do, because you're a homer.
Yeah.
More Game On coming up right after this.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
You know, something I've learned recently as a homeowner is that waiting for your garage door to break before you do something about it is like a fast pass to inconvenience at the highest level. Getting stuck inside of your house when you have somewhere to be, that's an awful thought. So what you do next matters a lot. And you want someone who actually cares. That's Dynamic Garage Door. Family owned, not corporate owned. From broken springs to new garage doors, they treat every customer like family with honest pricing, on-time service, and the customer service that you can expect. Call Darren and Jackie today and experience the difference that local service makes. Dynamic Garage Door. Strong, reliable, family owned.
Baseball season's upon us. The NBA playoff race is heating up, and here in Orlando, that can only mean one thing. The Florida Heat is getting ready to enter the game. And just like your favorite team needs a good preseason tune-up, your AC does too. Before that hot season really kicks in, now's the time to schedule preventive maintenance with Ziegler Air Conditioning. Their technicians run a full 25-point system checklist to make sure everything is operating efficiently and reliably. They'll change those filters, clear those drain lines, lubricate the moving parts, and clean out all that gunky goop that sneaks into your system during the year. Think about it. You wouldn't drive your car for years without taking it to a mechanic you trust. And here in Florida, your AC is even more important than your car. AC is not a luxury. It's a necessity. That's why so many homeowners trust Jason and his team at Ziegler Air, who just celebrated 40 years of cooling Central Florida. Give them a call, 407-245-8765, 407-245-8765. Ziegler Air Conditioning. Don't ever lose your cool.
Expect stop-and-go traffic this afternoon. Accident on 417 southbound at Lee Vista Boulevard has the left lane blocked. Also, another crash, Magnolia Homes Road, both north and southbound at Riverside Park Road, causing some problems there. And I-4 eastbound before World Drive has the right shoulder blocked. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line 676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
You can depend on Florida farmers. Our farm is where we live and work. It's where we raise our families and provide for yours. When you shop for Florida-grown fruits and vegetables, look for local. Choose Fresh from Florida, the homegrown brand of Florida farmers.
Now through March 31st, get great deals on everything you need to recover your lawn and garden this spring. Miracle Grow Potting Mix, Sunnyland Fertilizers, and Mulch are all on sale. Tools Ace Hardware's helpful associates have the answers to all of your lawn and garden questions, and they'll help load up your mulch, soils, and fertilizer for you. And don't forget to bring in your Steel outdoor power equipment to one of Tools Ace Hardware's 13 full-line Steel locations for a spring tune-up. Tools Ace Hardware has 14 convenient locations in Central Florida, or you can shop online at acehardware.com for free in-store pickup or local delivery.
Guys, here's the truth. Buying a diamond has never been easy, and now with lab-grown diamonds in the mix, it's even trickier. Are you paying too much? Are you really getting the most for your money? Here's the good news. At International Diamond Center, we cut through the confusion. We give you the straight facts, remove the mystery, and teach you how to make a smart choice, whether you're leaning toward a lab-grown diamond or a timeless natural one. For over 40 years, our mission has stayed the same. Protect the consumer. Reveal the real story behind pricing. Expose the tricks so you don't overpay. We've done it with natural diamonds forever. Now, we're doing the exact same thing with lab-grown. At IDC, you'll find an unmatched selection of both, natural and lab-grown, right here in our showroom. We'll let you compare them side by side, as many as you want, until you're completely confident. And no matter which you choose, you get our direct, no-nonsense pricing every day. No inflated markups, no games to maximize profit. Just exceptional value and honest dealing. Don't guess, don't wonder. Come to the experts you can trust. International Diamond Center, Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall of Millenia.
The world's best bull riders. 1 shot, 8 seconds, no mercy. The rankest bulls in the sport are waiting. This is professional bull riding. Watch it live as we unleash the beast. Today from Albuquerque, only on Paramount Plus.
The road to a national championship starts now, and every game matters. Download the new DraftKings Predictions app and make real money predictions on all of the March tournament matchups. There's always something to predict. Will a 1 seed stay dominant? Will a Cinderella story bust brackets? Who survives and advances? Make your pick before tip-off or jump in live as the action unfolds. DraftKings Predictions is a new, easy-to-use app to predict the outcomes of sports and real-world events. Now available in California, Texas, Florida, and other states. Download DraftKings Prediction app today with code WYGM740. New customers trade $5 and get 50 predictions dollars with promo code WYGM740. Don't just feel it, predict it with DraftKings Predictions. The crown is yours. DraftKings Predictions is a CFTC registered introducing broker. Event contract trading involves substantial risk of loss. One per new customer. Opt-in required. Non-withdrawable predictions dollars expire in 1 year. Ends April 6, 2026. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. See terms at dkng.co/predictions promo.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Follow the game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Got a hot take?
Read the room.
Don't let it die in the group chat. Tap the red talkback mic on the iHeartRadio app and join the show.
Love the show, but I disagree with you guys.
It's the fastest way to get your voice on the air. Say it, send it, and hear it on the iHeartRadio app.
You love your land. During Kubota Orange Days, you'll love all the great deals. With versatile compact tractors, professional grade mowers, and durable utility vehicles, Kubota equipment can help you turn dream projects into reality. Kubota Orange Days is here, and so are the best deals of the year. Now through June 30th, get select compact tractors with 0% financing available or save up to $5,500. Sale ends soon. Go to KubotaOrangeDays.com or stop by your local dealer for more information.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Again. Here's that song again for the 100th time today. Here's that song again. It's gonna be stuck in your head all day. Here's that song again. It will make you cry.
You love your kids enough to watch that TV show a bajillion times. Love them enough to make sure they're in the right car seat for their age and size. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
WYGM Orlando, WJRR HD2, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. It's a free-for-all Friday. Let your voice be heard and see what you can get Bianchi and Kravitz all fired up about. Text us at 50857 or hit us up on the iHeart Radio Talkback. Now back to Game On.
9 games left. Lastly, Paul, you get Jalen back tonight. Is there a sense we can finally start getting guys back and make a run at this thing?
Hopefully, we'll see. Guys is getting back. I know Franz, AB is working hard to come back, so hopefully we see them here soon. But till then, we got to hold it down.
That would be great. Thank you, Paolo. This magic moment brought to you by IBEW Local 606, proud to serve electrical workers across Central Florida, providing its members a supportive community, training, valuable benefits, and advancement opportunities. We're going to get back to your talkbacks in just a moment. We've got our final round of UFL Orlando Storm tickets/field passes to give away. You still have a chance to win them by entering the Rage Cage. Just hit us up on the iHeartRadio Talkback. Say it, send it, hear it here on Game On. So we had breaking news today that Tiger Woods was involved in a crash and involved two vehicles, one of which rolled over. The thought was that Tiger's car was the one that rolled over. This was about 2 p.m. today in Jupiter. And an interesting point as I'm going through social media to see if there's any sort of update on this. I still haven't seen what his condition is.
The sheriff's doing a press conference in 3 minutes.
Is he doing? Okay. So we have CBS Sports Network on the TV right now. I'm curious, can you throw ESPN on? I'm curious what ESPN is doing with this. Is this story big enough in the moment to break in and do live updates?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm seeing commentary from people online saying that they're not doing that, but that local news channels are all over this story.
Well, I would think so. Yeah. And it's going to be interesting. I mean, obviously everybody wants to know if Tiger's okay first and foremost. But, you know, there's also all sorts of speculation out there about, you know, theories about whether he was intoxicated or not intoxicated. You know, obviously he's had a lot of surgeries. He had, I believe he was on the side of the road at one point. And he was asleep in his car. This was years ago. So he's had a history of car issues and auto accidents. Obviously the accident where he nearly had his leg amputated in California, that was, you know, the most serious one, but hopefully he's okay, and hopefully there is no legal issues for Tiger here, but we shall see.
It says that there were no injuries to anyone in the latest update that I read, so that is good news. And someone texted in and said that the Fox Sports update at the top of the hour at 4 said that as well. So we have ESPN on, the main ESPN channel. They are airing the NCAA women's tournament. This puts them in a really interesting position right now because this is the biggest story going on in sports, but they have a contract to air this tournament, and I'm curious to see how they handle this as we start to get more information. And as Jaden said, in the next couple of minutes, the sheriff is going to do a press conference because so many people are intrigued with what is going on. Right now, there's an interview with Gino Auriemma going on at the Women's Sweet 16. So I'm very curious to see how they end up handling this. We're going to come back with some of your talkbacks and bet it or forget it moments away right now. See if Fox Sports has any Tiger Woods updates for us. We're back in 60 seconds.
Bianchi and Kravitz is back. Time to see if they're ready to put their money where their mouth is. Let's get into another round of Bet It or Forget It.
Top of the 5 o'clock hour, time for the world-famous daily segment, Bet It or Forget It. We have some breaking news that we're going to dip into in a moment, but now seems like a great time to remind you to stop relying on parlays when it comes to your sports betting. Learn how to bet like the pros on the app that allows bettors to compete against each other socially. Bet it straight with prices that actually allow you to churn a profit. Go to betteredge.com or on the Better Edge app. Use the promo code BeatBrandon when you sign up for $20 upon your first arrival. So down in Jupiter Island, where Tiger Woods lives, he was involved in a rollover crash earlier today, and I believe the Martin County Sheriff is at the podium right now talking about it live. Let's go to that and see what the update is.
Investigations. Our investigation revealed as follows. Shortly again before 2, the pressure cleaner truck pulling a trailer, a small trailer, was northbound on South Beach Road and was pulling kind of to turn into a driveway. It was slowing down, starting to turn into a driveway, and the driver of that vehicle looked in his mirror and saw a Land Rover, a dark-colored Land Rover, overtaking him at high speeds, and I don't know those speeds. The Land Rover kept overtaking him. He saw it coming, so he tried to edge off to the side of the road, but this is a small 2-lane road, and there was no shoulder for this pressure cleaner gentleman to get off the side of the road. As he was trying to move to the side of the road, the Land Rover overtook him at the last minute, swerved to avoid a collision, but clipped the back end of the trailer of the pressure cleaner apparatus, listed to the side, and then rolled on the driver's door north past the truck that had just avoided the crash with. The individual driving that Land Rover was able to crawl out the passenger door of the car and was identified to be Mr. Tiger Woods. Our DUI investigators came to the scene here, and Mr. Woods did exemplify signs of impairment. They did several tests on him. Of course, he did explain the injuries and the surgeries that he had. We did take that into account. But they did do some in-depth roadside tests, and when it was determined, he was placed under arrest and taken to the Martin County Jail. At the Martin County Jail, and even on scene, we really weren't suspicious of alcohol being involved in this case, and that proved to be true at the jail. So Mr. Woods did a breathalyzer test, blew triple zeros, but when it came time for us to ask for a urinalysis test, he refused, and so he's been charged with DUI, with property damage, and refusal to submit to a lawful test. In the crash, no one was injured. Mr. Woods did not seem to be injured at all, and the other gentlemen were not injured, but this happened a few hours ago, so I've given you the information that I have right here, right now. So with that,
wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods.
It was as suspected.
Right.
It was pain pills.
Whatever it was. Pain pills, yeah. Weed, I don't know. I'm assuming it was pain pills, considering all the surgeries he's had. And again, he had... The funny thing is, not funny, but the
ironic
thing was, remember the serious car crash in California? They never tested him for anything.
Right.
Then. They never tested him for any, which everybody was like, why? Why wasn't he tested?
That's the thing. That's what I was getting to earlier. It seems like this is habitual, him not just taking pain pills, but taking pain pills and then getting behind the wheel of his car.
Right.
This stuff, we all make mistakes, and good people have found themselves in tough situations like that in the past. To do it, this is now 3 times that we are aware of, and who knows? I mean, you go back to that Thanksgiving Day when he backed into a fire hydrant. Who knows what was going on in that situation?
In May 2017, Tiger Woods was arrested for DUI after being found asleep at the wheel of his Mercedes, stopped on the side of a Florida road with the engine running while his car had damage and flat tires. A breathalyzer showed 0.0 alcohol, with Woods attributing the incident to an unexpected reaction to prescription medications. So he's done this before. We don't know about what happened in the California crash, whether he was under the influence then or not. And we can go all the way back to the fateful Thanksgiving night at Isleworth, where he ran over the fire hydrant and the police showed up. I don't think he was tested that night either by the Windermere police. So there, this is just such a
stain on his legacy. It's hard to look at it any other way.
Yeah, the guy has made bad decisions since 2009,
and it's just, I get really frustrated when I hear about this stuff because he's so fortunate that nobody has been hurt in any of these instances except for him.
Right.
But you get behind the wheel and you're that impaired where you're tilting. His car rolled over at 2:00 in the afternoon on a basic street in a neighborhood. You could kill somebody.
Because he's trying to pass a
pressure washing truck.
Pressure washing.
I told you it looked like a work truck.
Right.
So that is essentially what happened. They ran out of space and he fell over. His car fell over. Crazy. Do you want to get to our game show, or is this a weird time to do that?
Oh, we could do our talk backs.
Let's do that instead.
Yeah.
Okay. We have Orlando Storm tickets to give away, field passes along with those tickets, and we've got a couple of winners left to get to. Let's start with Michael.
What's going on, fellas? BK, you want to send me that guy's number? Because that sounded like a threat. You're one of the best sports talk radio shows in the nation. You could say whatever you want. Also, why can't the Orlando Magic be good? Why can't they be good? I would like it if they were good. I would follow basketball if the Orlando Magic were good. See you guys.
Is that the Solar Bears guy?
You know it.
Huh?
I like this theme that Michael has going. Can you do that, but for all teams that are disappointing from here on out?
Hopefully he's not going to be doing that about the Orlando Storm.
Why can't the Orlando Storm be good? I just want a good team in this town. That's great. Michael, I absolutely adore your talk.
I'm going to make a prediction right now, all right? On a Friday afternoon, I'm going to make a prediction right now. The Orlando Magic will be good this year because I keep hearing more and more Franz is going to be back this week, all right? He's going to be back this week.
This week as in Sunday. Well, that would have to be Sunday. You're saying this week.
A week, within the week.
Okay.
Within 7 days, he will. By this time Friday, Franz will be back, all right? I'm thinking, all right? I'm hearing little rumblings, all right?
Mm-hmm.
So when he gets back, Jalen Suggs is already back, hit a key shot last night. The Magic are, Franz Wagner is going to have probably seven games to get tuned up for the playoffs or the play-in. I think the Magic could surprise some people down the stretch here.
I mean, anything they do positive at this point would I think be deemed as a surprise with how topsy-turvy the season has been. Let's go to Will on the talk back.
Yeah, this is a message for you guys. I just was wondering if you guys think that the Storm will be a viable team, or will it have the same fate as the Predators and the Apollo? I'd like to hear your opinion. My name's Will. Have a good day.
Well, I've said this many times. Orlando has not been the problem when it comes to these minor league football teams failing. The problem has been the leagues themselves, like the AAF, Alliance of American Football. The Apollos drew fine out at UCF. They were drawing 17,000, 18,000 fans, which is great. All right, go back to the USFL when it was here the first time. The Rage in the XFL when it was here the first time. They drew fine. It's just the leagues always fold. So I don't blame Orlando. I blame the leagues.
It does seem like the leagues are this league has a better chance at success than any that have come before it. I think that they have actually learned from the perils of previous leagues. It has real money, very real money. We're talking about billionaires that have put their dollars and their face on it, like Mike Rapoli, like The Rock. These guys don't want to embarrass themselves, nor do they want to lose money because they're smart businessmen. And they have strong TV partners. With those two, and they've limited the teams. There's only 8 teams. They're not overexposing themselves. They still have a hub where they do everything. I think that they are smart in the way they're going about it. So I told myself I wouldn't get suckered in. I'm not ecstatic about this, but I do think this is viable. And and as far as Orlando goes, I looked up and down these rosters. I think Orlando has one of the better teams in the league.
Why don't you just tell people that you did some power ratings for the UFL the other day?
I would, but we're out of time. More Game On after this.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
That segment has been brought to you by Bananas Axe Cabana, offering you 25% off axe throwing sessions over at Banana Axe Cabana Orlando. For all of you wild and crazy game heads, just use the promo code GameHeads25 on any 1 or 2 hour booking this weekend to get your discount. You can bring as many friends as you like, even if they aren't game heads, we'll still invite them. It's GameHeads25 when you're booking online with Bananas Axe Cabana, right in the heart of the entertainment capital of Orlando in Lake Buena Vista. Once you hit that first bullseye, you're hooked at Bananas Axe Cabana.
Orlando, are you ready for a weekend getaway that's got something for everyone? Then pack your bags and head to Mission Resort and Club in beautiful Howey in the Hills, right there next to Claremont. Not only can you tee off on 2 stunning championship golf courses, El Campeon and Las Colinas, but you can also play pickleball, tennis, or rent a boat at the marina and explore the largest chain of lakes in Florida. They're beautiful, and when the day winds down, relax at the spa or dine at one of their 4 fabulous on-site restaurants. The Sunday Champagne Brunch is a feast you will thoroughly enjoy. Mission Resort is perfect for couples, families, or anyone just looking for a little escape close to home. If you just want to come over for a day of golf, book those tee times, and when you check in at the pro shop, tell them Mike Bianchi, the Bulldog, sent you, and you'll get a free bucket of range balls. For hotel reservations and tee times, go to missionresortandclub.com. That's missionresortandclub.com. Mission Resort, Central Florida's hidden gem, is just waiting for you.
Still some delays on I-4 westbound before Central Florida Parkway. There was an earlier accident there blocking the shoulder. Also, another crash on I-4 eastbound before World Drive. Crews still working on getting that cleaned up. However, expect heavy delays through that area. Also, accident blocking the left lane, 417 northbound between Lake Jessup Bridge and Lake Mary Boulevard. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Every now and then you find a deal that actually feels like a win. With Straight Talk Wireless, you get more and pay less. Now that's a good deal. No contracts, no credit checks, no surprises, all on Verizon's 5G network. Find it in the same place you've always found straightforward prices, exclusively at Walmart and StraightTalk.com.
Ever wonder what it's like behind the counter at those big corporate jewelry stores? Max Woodson knows, and it wasn't pretty.
It's hard to do what's best for the customer when you're given a strict outline on the profit you need to make, the dollars you need to make, the goals you need to hit, the commissions you have to hit. It's really hard to do what's right for the customer.
That's why Max left the Wall Street-owned chains and joined International Diamond Center, a locally owned jeweler. At IDC, it's not about quotas, it's about you.
It's getting to know people, getting to talk to people, building relationships. It's something that's important to me. It's what I love the most.
At IDC, Max can focus on what matters, doing right by customers, even if it means less profit.
I have a scenario where I have a customer that I can do the right thing for, even if it maybe makes us less money at times, and we make it happen.
That freedom means better quality diamonds, fair prices, full transparency, and honest service.
We have freedom. We're allowed to be creative, do what's best, and they really support that, and it means a lot.
International Diamond Center, where you're a family, not a sales target. Visit us in Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall at Millennia for diamonds with integrity.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Win $25,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows. Pick up your phone and text the word TRUST right now to 20129. That's TRUST to 20129.
Orlando hosts a global showdown under the lights. Croatia versus Brazil. Discipline meets flair. Tuesday, March 31st at Camping World Stadium. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster or roadto26.com.
If you care about predictions, you care about props. And now that the tournament field is down to 16, every possession matters. BetOnline has always been the home of real sports wagering, deep markets, sharp odds, and player props. And this round, BetOnline is offering an updated new $50,000 bracket contest. A fresh bracket, a fresh shot, $50,000 on the line. It's no longer about guessing. It's about knowing. BetOnline gives you the edge when it matters most. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Before smartphones, there was MapQuest. Before GPS, there was MapQuest. Before Google Maps, there was MapQuest. And guess what? MapQuest is back. Now on your phone. No printer required. Download the MapQuest app on the App Store or visit MapQuest.com.
Professional wrestling fans, the action continues every week. Watch TNA Thursday Night Impact every week on AMC. Don't miss the adrenaline, the drama, and the total non-stop action. Don't miss the action of TNA Thursday Night Impact every week on AMC. For showtimes and more information, visit TNAWrestling.com.
Hey, it's Jonas Knox, and are you into video games, celebrities, or just having a good time? Then you need to get familiar with the Global Gaming League. The Global Gaming League is a new video game league with celebrity-owned teams from Howie Mandel to Flavor Flav to T-Pain, competing across everything from Call of Duty to Pac-Man. So, if you want to watch your favorite celebrities battle it out, or if you play games yourself, this is your chance to be part of it. Sign up now at globalgamingleague.com. Everybody games.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Embers Only is brought to you by Corona Cigar Company, coronacigar.com.
We are Orlando's sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com. Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
All we talk about is the play, not the pay. I think that's the difference. I think that's the reason why we're seeing this surge. There's not this obsession with how much is this player worth? How much are they getting paid? If they don't play, how much are they getting paid not to play? All these different things. The Darren Peterson saga with, well, I don't want to, my hammy. All that is null and void. The international play that we have seen in this spike in popularity and this trend that every league is going to, how can we make this country versus country? I think it represents the purity of sports that has largely been lost. And it is just winning for the sake of winning, and people appreciate that. That's my theory.
Listen to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the iHeart Radio app. Everybody wants the easy life, and nothing is easier than finding 96.9 The Game when you make us a preset on our free iHeart Radio app. Just search 96.9 The Game and click preset. Nice and easy.
Please, you must let me get this communication out. Broadcasting high above Orlando on AM 740 and iHeart Radio. This is Orlando's sports leader, FM 96.9 The Game.
Raise the sails, load the cannons, unlock the chest. It's time for the treasure trove. If you want the gold, you better be bold.
You guys have been nice and bold today. We're off a little early this afternoon. We got 10 minutes left with you before we make our way for Magic Insiders and then into UCF baseball. And we will be on our merry way 10 minutes from now. Hope you all have a great weekend. But we're not done just yet. We've got texts. We've got talkbacks. And we've got how many more prizes? We have one winner left, Jaden. Is that right? Yes. So we have UFL, Orlando Storm, 4-pack of tickets with field passes. Incredible prize today. We have had 4 winners so far with one final winner left.
Final one.
A couple of texts before we get to the remaining talkbacks. Someone said, this is from Johnny, Tiger DUI again. What an idiot. Somebody else said, as expected, BK nailed it. No shock to me when I was listening to you. Someone said earlier, I need to be careful with what I say. Well, it didn't take far. It wasn't a very. I didn't need a big vert to get that conclusion. Okay,
right. What about this one? Third wreck since 2021. and a DUI, he needs prison time or this guy's going to kill someone.
I completely agree. You said it better. That's what I was trying to say earlier. It really frustrates me when you hear about this, and it is his rich privilege that keeps him out of prison. If you are arrested or found behind the wheel of a car intoxicated, it's one thing if it happens once, it's bad, you shouldn't do it, but people make mistakes. Hopefully you don't hurt anybody. If you do it multiple times, I have no sympathy for that.
He's done it. Well, this is the second time where he's had, some sort of drug in him that he's been arrested for DUI. Again, in California, they didn't test him probably because of he's Tiger Woods, all right? And in Windermere, they didn't test him probably because he's Tiger Woods. So, who knows? This might be the fourth time he's done this.
Fourth time he's done this and something has happened. Now think about how many times it's actually happened.
Right.
How many times have you driven behind the wheel of your car intoxicated before you get caught or before you roll your car over?
And and not that your wealth should have it. Well, it does have something to do with it. Tiger can hire a chauffeur. All right?
A good one.
Yeah, he can hire a chauffeur.
He's so rich he could hire Dale Earnhardt Jr. to be his chauffeur.
He could have a driver at his house whenever he wants to go someplace. The driver's waiting there, out front. Okay, the driver's sitting in his air-conditioned limousine on his text, waiting for Tiger to have to go somewhere. So yeah, but to take pain, but everybody knows. You don't take pain pills and get into the car. It says it right on the label there.
And then if for whatever reason you didn't know that, you'd figure it out after your car was totaled and you were asleep on the highway.
Yeah.
And it's to make this mistake more than once. And again, thankfully nobody was hurt, including Tiger, but very frustrating when you see this. Somebody circled back earlier on the bad prices of Hard Rock. Jacob left us a talk back about that. He said it's true about Hard Rock and their MLB bets. I have been line shopping the last 2 days. You can literally take any prop in Hard Rock and find a better price on another sports book. It's the reason why people get summer houses outside of the state. That's probably a group that you can count on one hand.
Okay, and I'm not judging here, but if you're line shopping to make baseball bets, I think there might be an issue.
Oh, okay. Well.
It's Kravitz.
Are you saying 1-833 play wise? Is that what you're trying to get at here? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the talk back. We got Scuba Steve standing by.
This is Scuba Steve in Castleberry. I can definitely imagine Bianchi's RCA console with a 20-inch screen. I'm just wondering what 8-track is in the player. Cat Stevens or the soundtrack to Saturday Night Fever? Thank you.
You can't tell by the way I use my walk. I'm a woman's man. No time to talk. Staying alive.
Definitely Saturday Night Fever, baby.
Staying alive is not what was going to happen over here to the other host of the show if you kept singing.
Oh, I do love a little Cat Stevens.
So what's in there?
Cat Steven, love Cat Steve. Morning has broken like the first morning.
Scuba Steve, you will not be getting the tickets. Let's go to Jason.
What's up, guys? Jason Earl here. I'm just thinking about different major league eras, specifically the steroid era, and how to put it into context. And guys like a Brady Anderson or a Sammy Sosa, who were like, middle of the pack players, or even hanging barely onto a major league roster, but took steroids and were able to be really good players. Who are some of those players in today's game?
Who are the? I wish that he had a few more seconds. Or
some of those players that what?
I don't know what he means by that. It felt like I was very intrigued with this question, and I don't know exactly what he means.
So who are some
fringe players that if they were to roid up, they would be great? I don't know how you would know the answer to that.
Right.
I think Sammy Sosa and Brady Anderson. I was a Brady Anderson fan as a kid. He was the outfielder for the Baltimore Orioles.
How many home runs did he hit that 1 year? 51?
He got into the 50s. Right. That was incredible. But he was a halfway decent player that had an incredible season because of steroids. Sammy Sosa turned himself into a Hall of Famer.
Right.
So I'm not willing to say that his success was solely based on steroids because he was so good. All-time good at the plate.
Was Sammy...
it's like saying that David Ortiz is good because he took PEDs.
Was Sammy Sosa good before the steroids?
No, like he was...
Barry Bonds was supposed...
Barry Bonds was a Hall of Famer without steroids.
Right. We think. I mean, we don't actually know when these guys started taking steroids.
Well, you know when their body changed. When Barry Bonds played for the Pittsburgh Pirates, he looked like a normal baseball player.
Right.
And then he got to the Giants, he looked like Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. Speaking of steroids, I've said this before, I'll say it again. I think Tiger Woods was on roids. I think he was...
Well, we know that he doesn't mind putting things in his body that are foreign substances.
Plus, remember the incident where he was meeting with this Canadian doctor who got arrested at the border for trying to bring HGH over the border? That was Tiger's doctor. So, yeah.
Did golf test for that?
Tiger? Did they test Tiger? No.
Would they ever... Back then, would they ever even think to test? Because nobody in the golf world, I don't even know if they had workout regimens back then.
Well, there was the thing, when they first started testing for PEDs, Tiger was missing in action because he'd had surgery on his knee, so he wasn't, So he wasn't there for the first round of tests for PEDs. Maybe just coincidence. I don't know.
You think they ever went up to John Daly and they were like, "We're going to need to test you"? And he just laughed. He goes, "Really?"
He would test positive for hops and barley. Okay.
I think that's all. Is that it? We're capped on that. Okay.
What about this one?
Should we give it to Jason, by the way? Because we still have a winner. We're giving it to Jason. Yeah. Jason, you get the final 4-pack of tickets.
You guys never learn. Minor league football has never worked and will never work. It has never worked.
I will say, having that opinion is the sane opinion to have.
Well, the Arena League was big for a while. That was minor league football. And the USFL back in the 80s would have worked, but our president, Donald Trump, who's now the president, he owned the team, and he wanted to go head-to-head with the NFL, and that didn't work out.
That was a bad idea.
Yeah, and then they folded because they were trying to outbid the NFL for players. Yeah.
Well, hey, if this one flops too, feel free to text in, and you can have your victory lap. The odds are certainly on your side. Folks, that'll do it for us here on Game On today. We appreciate you hanging out. Keep up with the show. Find the podcast. Shout out to Kevin Clark from ESPN, who joined us in the first hour. That podcast is up already on the iHeart Radio app. For the prodigy of production, Jaden Grimes, the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi, I'm Brandon Kravitz. Hit him with it, Mikey.
The weekend's here. We'll have a can of beer. Peace, love, boiled peanuts.
Magic Insiders with Dante Marcatelli and Jake Chapman on the way next.